Dear students, in this class, we'll discuss about different topics, that is diffusion and effusion and so on. So diffusion, what is diffusion? So the spontaneous intermixing of gases irrespective of gravitational force. So that means if you see air, air is a mixture of different gases. So all these gases are combining with each other without the influence of gravitational force, because the gases are independent of gravitational force. That process of mixing of two or more gases is known as diffusion. So if you see the example for diffusion, so see here, in this particular case, some particles are dissolved in a glass of water. So at first, what is happening? The all particles are near one corner of the glass. If the particles are randomly moving in the water, that particles will ultimately distributed randomly and uniformly. So that process is known as diffusion. So what is effusion? Effusion is nothing but escape of a gas through a pinhole or orifice. Orifice or hole is the same. If the escape of the gas is taking place through a pinhole or orifice from high pressure region into atmosphere, that process is known as effusion. So if you see the examples for effusion, if the air is escaping from a punctured tire or football bladder, that is an example for effusion. So the process of effusion is always followed by diffusion. So after diffusion only effusion takes place. Next, we'll discuss about Graham's law of diffusion. What is the statement of the Graham's law of diffusion? So under similar conditions of temperatures and pressures, so the temperatures and pressures will be constant. The rate of diffusion of gas is inversely proportional to square root of its density. So R is inversely proportional to square root of density. So R is inversely proportional to 1 by root D. So if you are considering two different gases A and B, so where R is nothing but the rate of diffusion, here R1 and R2 are the rates of diffusion of two different gases A and B, and the densities are D1 and D2. So according to the definition, R is proportional to 1 by, sorry, R1 is proportional to 1 by root D1. So R1 R2 is proportional to 1 by root D2. So R1 by R2 is equal to root of D2 by D1 at same temperature and pressure. So that above equations, whatever we have written the above equations, we can further write it as R1 by R2 is equal to root of D2 by D1 is equal to root of VD2 by VD1 is equal to root of M2 by M1. Why? Because rate of diffusion is proportional to 1 by root M, and rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to 1 by root Vd, where M1 and M2 are molecular gases of A and B, whereas Vd1 and Vd2 are the vapor densities of A and B. So that rate of diffusion. So first we'll discuss what is rate of diffusion. So if you see the definition of rate of diffusion, so rate of diffusion can be defined as the volume of the gas diffused for time taken. So if you are considering a unit time or 1 second or 1 minute time, in that particular 1 second time or 1 minute time, how much the volume of gas has been diffused. So rate of diffusion is equal to volume of the gas diffused by time taken. So R is equal to V by T. If the first gas rate of diffusion R1 is equal to V1 by T1 and R2 is equal to V2 by T2. So this is the rate. If the diffusion time is same for both, so then R1 by R2 is equal to V1 by V2. If diffusion volume is same, R1 by R2 is equal to T2 by T1. So R1 by R2 is equal to V1 by V1 by T1 by V2 by T2 is equal to root D2 by D1, root M2 by M1, and root VD2 by VD1. So if we compare the rates of diffusion at different temperatures or pressures, so The rate of diffusion of gas at constant temperature is directly proportional to pressure and inversely proportional to square root of its density or molecular weight. So here R is directly proportional to pressure and R is inversely proportional to square root of the molecular weight of density. So when we are comparing the rates of diffusions, so for gas 1, R1 is proportional to P1 by root M1. For second gas, R2 is proportional to P2 by root M2. So R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2 into root of M2 by M1. Condition is at constant temperature. If you see the effect of temperature at different temperatures and constant pressure, so R1 by R2 is equal to root of T1 D2 by T2 D1. So that is equal to root of T1 M2 by T2 M1. So what are the applications of Graham's law? So this Graham's law is very useful to separate the isotopes of same elements. Isotopes of same element. Suppose you consider chlorine. So chlorine is having two isotopes. So chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. So this Graham's law of diffusion is used to separate those isotopes. And second one, to determine the density and molecular mass of unknown gases in the coal mines. And Ansel alarm in coal mines, which is used for the detection of marsh gas. So what is marsh gas? Marsh gas is nothing but methane. Marsh gas is nothing but methane. So to detect the formation of marsh gas, that is depending on diffusion. So atomolysis. So what is atomolysis? The process of separation of two gases on the basis of their different rates of diffusion. So because each gas has its own rate of diffusion. So the process of when two gases we are considering A and B, we want to separate these two gases on the basis of their different rates of diffusion. So that process is known as atomolysis. Next, we'll discuss about kinetic molecular theory. Kinetic molecular theory to explain the behavior of different gases. Maxwell and Boltzmann. So these are the two scientists who proposed the kinetic molecular theory. So this is very, very important. So when we are considering the postulates of kinetic molecular theory, so first postulate is explaining about molecules. So what are molecules? So if you are considering a particular gas, that gas is containing a large number of tiny particles. So those tiny particles are known as molecules. Second postulate, so there are no force of attractions or repulsions between gas molecules, and these molecules are moving randomly in all the directions. And next postulate, the molecules are colliding. So we have seen that the gas molecules will be randomly moving in all the directions. While moving randomly in all the directions, they undergo two types of collisions. One is collision between the gas molecules, and second one, the collision between the molecules and the walls of the container. And the pressure that is exerted by gas molecules is due to collisions made on the walls of the container. Why? Because if the collisions are taking place between the molecules, same molecules, homo, so the pressure will not be there. But when the collision is taking place between molecules and the walls of the container, the pressure will be there. Significant pressure will be there. So the molecular collisions are perfectly elastic. So there is no gravitational effect on the movement of gas molecules. That means the gas molecules are independent of gravitational force. If they are not independent of gravitational force, all the gases will be on Earth. But we can see that the gases are in the atmosphere. That itself indicates that gas molecules are independent of gravitational force. And the kinetic energy of gas molecules is directly proportional to absolute temperature. So that is Ke is directly proportional to T. And next, kinetic gas equation. So on the basis of this kinetic theory of gases only, the kinetic gas equation has been derived, so that PV is equal to 1 by 3 mn c square, where P is the pressure of the gas, V is the volume of the gas, small m is equal to mass of a particular molecule, and n is the number of molecules, and c is the RMS velocity, that is root mean square velocity. So how to calculate the kinetic energy from kinetic gas equation? So we have to deduce the kinetic energy from kinetic gas equation, that is PV is equal to 1 by 3 mn c square. From for 1 mole of gas, we know that PV is generally kinetic gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. If n is equal to 1, so PV is equal to RT. So 1 by 3 mn c square is equal to RT. So this 1 by 3, I am writing it as 2 by 3 into half. So 2 by 3 into half into mn c square is equal to RT. So kinetic energy is equal to 3 by 2 RT. So K is equal to 3 by 2 RT for 1 mole. For 1 mole. So the average kinetic energy per mole does not depend on the nature of gas, but depends only on temperature. When two gases are mixed at the same temperature, there will be no rise or decrease in temperature unless they react chemically. So average kinetic energy per molecule, so that is 3 by 2 RT by N is equal to 3 by 2 KT. So where K is known as Boltzmann constant. So the ratio, that is R by N. So R is one gas constant and N is also Avogadro number, that is also constant. So constant by constant is another constant, that is known as Boltzmann constant. So it is a numerical value, that is 1.38 into 10 power minus 16 ergs per Kelvin per mole, or 1.38 into 10 power minus 23 joules per Kelvin per mole. So this is about the deductions of kinetic energy from kinetic gas equation. So in the next class, we'll discuss about the remaining topics.